Hey guys, Tutu Warbic here, with Mr. Cheeks here, bringing you, I don't know if I should call it such a rant or not, but we're here to talk about a certain topic today, and that certain topic is the Smash community. I'm also you may be wondering, which Smash community are we talking about, because there are different types of Smash communities. Well, I'm talking about the Smash community as a whole. So I'm basically talking about every Smash community. It doesn't matter which one it is, because most people say it's either Melee or Smash 4. I'm talking about the entirety of the Smash community. So, Gabe, do you want to give your thoughts on the Smash community?
Alright, so to properly explain how I feel about the community, we're gonna have to go a little far back. It's gonna be a little story, alright? So when I was a kid and I first played Melee for the first time, I thought it was a really fun game. I was like, wow, look at that, a bunch of Nintendo characters beating the crap out of each other just for shits and giggles. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So, at the time, it's like I said, it's kind of difficult to explain. At the time, I didn't have many friends to play with, so I just played solo. I played against the CPUs, yada yada, simple stuff. When I started playing, I didn't meet anyone who actually knew what Super Smash Bros. Was until middle school. So I wasn't sure how anything about the community or whatever. Once I play with him though, he starts telling me about the Smash community, and when I heard about it at the time, it was just the casual. Really, I guess you can say the community wasn't even international. It was just, I guess, friendly competition among whoever had the game. There's a few things that were born, at least from among my friends that were born with that. When I played it with my friends the first few times, we always did this little code of honor, so to speak. It was done in Melee. I don't know if Melee or Smash 4 really started it. Or not Melee, it's Brawl. I meant to say Brawl. I don't know if Brawl or Smash 4 started it or something like that. I guess you could say Brawl started it since it came first. Was before a match, if you were online, if you were gonna play with people, you would always do a mandatory taunt as a sign of respect, or just let's have a fun casual time. And I want to say that came in Brawl, but at the same time, me and my friend did that in Melee, but I'm not sure if other people did that. So there's that little code of conduct, little gig that they had going on, and that's how it was for quite some time. But then as the Smash community grew and more people from other fighting games have joined in from it, it seemed to have changed quite a bit. You don't see that anymore. Like in Smash 4, you play online, no one goes straight for, no one does it, unless it's a one-on-one with specific people, no one really does that taunt that signifies let's just have a good time, or it's just casual fun. No, you just rush right into the freaking action, just trying to beat the living crap out of your opponent. Another thing was, it's even as the game, I can't remember for the life of me if this is exactly how it went, but I remember the way it was advertised was, even Melee was just advertised as just casual fun. So, it was, one of the main points was performing combos to knock your opponents off stage. That also changed with, later on, I believe it was, I can't remember the year, but basically the years that the big things like esports or MLG actually were created, that all changed, really. That's more the main gig of my thoughts about it. It's no longer casual fun like it used to be. Now it's just, oh, we're gonna play this game, I just want to win. That kind of mentality, which is, it's problematic for quite a few people, because now the game is really no longer enjoyable. Melee was fine because it was the first creation on 3D, so well, that's actually false. 64 was, but I guess you could say it was the first true attempt at Smash Brothers. So I'll give it a slip, because it was said that they didn't really know how to code it. That's why it came out so as fast as it was, or something in that category. Don't quote me on that one. So that was fine. Brawl had a more casual approach to it, which was fine by me. It was much more entertaining in a few different senses. Yeah, tripping. Yeah, that was never fun. Tripping was never fun. It was fine because it got a little casual, sure, but you still had I felt it myself. You still had a little competitive feel to it, and it was a perfectly good balance in my opinion. Now comes Smash 4. This game, they say it's more towards the competitive audience, I suppose, but I feel like there's way too many gimmicks that really does not label it as such. There's just way too many cheap gimmicks that you could do, or exploits. An example would be, can you do it in this game? I can't remember. Falco's down air. You could just throw your opponent down and then keep them in and just keep doing it until they're high enough damage. Or in Smash 4s, you can actually do that with Mario and Luigi and Fox. You can just up air, up air, up air, up air. Like, those kind of things were in every single Smash. That's true, but no one really did it because it was never about winning. Now you can just say, well, you can actually probably argue that everything's for money now because a lot of people are under that little false mentality. If you're good enough at Smash Brothers, you can just make money out of it. So I suppose we can blame that. It's complicated, really. It's not. It's all over the place. What can I really? I guess the only way to I'm gonna like in an easier way to explain what I just said without wasting, or kind of already wasted your time, but just an easier way to explain that would probably be like Smash Brothers individuality, as it was when it was first created, like as just a casual fun game, seems to have honestly left the game, and now I'm gonna say it's really the community's fault because the game's goes towards that. It's more fun and gimmicky and all that weird crap. Since it's not even, they don't have health bars, so it's still different. But the way the community plays it as it's just another generic fighting game, and they just do anything they do to just win. Like there's no, I guess, fun factor anymore. At least I don't find it.
Yeah. And as a side note, I just started really not playing Smash anymore, mainly because of my 3DS, and also because of the community as a whole. Because the one thing I really hate about the community so much, since I've known about it, are the melee turds.
Melee turds. I should probably call them elitist by now.
I don't know, that's what I still call them though, melee turds. You want to give an explanation on them?
See, we're talking about two different types of people though. Which ones?
We're talking about the ones who just rant about melee.
Oh yeah, okay. So there's these people that they don't like Smash 4 because it's not literally just because it's not melee. Like they just play Project M and melee like 24/7. Like,
and it goes the same thing with Brawl as well.
Yeah, no one like no one in that category likes Brawl. No, like they're always talking trash about it because it's too casual. Even though you probably have it's probably just as competitive.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing: we actually like. Out of like you and me, I only know 3 other people that like Brawl better than Melee.
Because Melee is just more casual, it's more entertaining.
Well, to them that is, and more competitive, and it takes more faster and more freaking tech skill, as most people like to put it, just to use more freaking.
It's actually interesting that it's called tech skill because literally in anything else, those are considered exploits from a what is it? A coding standpoint. A technical standpoint, they're actually exploits within the game's code.
And that's what I just really hate about it, because I've been hearing some people just rant about Melee and just none of that, how it's just better than others, and saying how Melee will never die out. I'm just like, really? Is Melee? I mean, I play Melee, I played it, I own a copy of it, I've played it sometimes, but I just don't find it very entertaining as Brawl or Smash 4.
And I'm somebody who, as a child, I'd sunk hundreds of hours into that game.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it can be fun, but like, honestly, Melee is one of those games that it's really only fun with friends over the CPUs. So, because they were more on they probably hit the what are they called? Input reads as their program. Those probably took that to the next level as the stacking. Difficulty spike was actually pretty big if you're trying to learn how to play.
Yeah.
From level 8 to 9, it's actually kind of cheap how they would treat you and results compared to other Smash games.
Yeah. And Gabe, tell me your reasons on why you like Brawl better than Melee.
First of all, I actually personally like the story mode. It was a little nice thing that you would assume as you play Smash Brothers as just like a side game to, if you own a Nintendo console, you probably play it as a side game compared to other games like Zelda and all that. So you kind of want a story mode, and Brawl had that for this strange phenomenon of all these characters crossing over. That probably, it's literally illogical how they would even cross over in the first place. It's a little interesting take on it. And I really like the characters, the music, the stages. Hell, even the CPU difficulty was actually pretty decent, because I believe they had a learning AI, so if you kept performing the exact same combo, then they would actually learn how to counter that, which was interesting, because really no other fighting game does it. They just have straight up input reads, and then they exploit every little frame against you, which is not fun. And if you want a really big pain, a pretty good example of that would be Street Fighter 4, the Seth fight. He would read your input, and he would probably hit you at every frame that you were vulnerable, right on the dot. Like, the moment you're invulnerable, he's going to exploit that to the maximum.
And is there anything else you like better about Brawl than Melee?
I would have to say it's got more variety, such as there's more modes. The characters are... Well, I can't remember too much, but... This one is a bit not... I'm not going to say the character balance, because I can't remember Melee. I haven't played it for possibly a decade by now, actually. So I'm not going to say it's balanced, but it just had more variety to it. It had, I guess, a darker tone to it as far as art style goes, which is fine by me. It looked a little more realistic. It was just a more fun time, really, too, because even with if you played online with your friends, it was actually pretty decent, because you would just play differently, and you just learn things, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I liked Brawl better too, honestly. Even though I had Melee for years before I had Brawl, I barely even touched it though, because there are times where I did play it, I just couldn't really find it that much entertaining. Then I got Brawl before, like a year before the Wii online server shut down, and I played online, and I found it very fun for myself though. That's just the main problem with it is most people hate. Some of the reason people hate Brawl is just because the friggin' character, how the character movement, how it's so slow. I mean,
well, that's actually really funny because I managed to play it a few months back, and I'm just like, what the hell? People are saying this is too slow. This is some pretty fast-ass gameplay. Like, I was just playing a normal match I would do in Smash 4, Ganondorf, like a straight Zelda match, and it was actually kind of. People say Ganondorf was clunky back then, and I'm like, wait, what? I mean, I thought he was, and it kind of felt like that back then. But he's actually nerfed from Smash 4 from Brawl because he was significantly better in Brawl. He had much higher potential to do combos and such. Well, actually, a lot of characters did, and they don't have that anymore. I think Fox even got nerfed in that regard because he actually feels kind of clunky compared to Brawl's version, but that's probably because he actually got a nerf, as he's a lot easier to KO.
Yeah. No, and because that's the main thing. Melee turds like to wave dash and use it in Melee, which you cannot do in Brawl.
Since those are all exploits, you can't do that.
Exactly. That's one of the main reasons too. And
yeah, because everyone wants to just do that. They just basically infinite combo, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's called, an infinite combo.
Yeah, that's all anyone wants to do in the competitive scene, at least from what I hear and see.
Yeah, and I've experienced it. Because there are some times where it's just, Gabe, don't you admit there are times where you are competitive at a level, but you do it for fun still?
Alright, so basically my casual it would fall under the category of competitive, yeah.
But you still have fun.
It's all in, like, just for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fair game. Like, everyone who plays with me usually has that same skill level, so I'm like, it's really not competitive because we're all on the same level. It's just for funsies.
Yeah. It's the same way with me. Even though I'm like a 50-50 at times, I still have some fun in some category and be a competitor at times. But there's when I play people who are Melee turds and shit, and I've played Melee, it just never make it fun. Ever. Yeah, even when I'm playing Smash.
They're the ones I mentioned how they just try to win. They don't actually have fun. They just want to win.
Even the people in Smash 4 who have played Melee too, they just do the friggin' infinite combos, edge whore. It's just like basically where you can't.
Edge guard is the official term.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is now.
Where you basically it's been called edge guard. I found that out a while back.
Oh, I didn't know that, but it's basically where you can't, where it's just not. Where you can't
that's
have fun.
that's a really bad part of the community that I really hate. Like I even do this online. If I knock you out through a strength attack, but you still have the chance of recovering, unless I'm going for a spike, I'm going to let you come back on the stage because that's fun. It's really fun to actually defeat your opponent by like knocking them directly off screen, not just by keeping them off the stage so they can't fight back. That's not fun in the slice. And a lot of people in the Smash community actually do that, which is really, really just nasty.
It is. I've experienced it so many times. And not to mention, there are times where people will just try to avoid you with fast characters, which would be annoying as fuck. Like, examples like freaking Pikachu and like Fox. Those are characters where you try to do like freaking, I don't know. It was like freaking where you try to do spaz combos and where you're basically untouchable, or you just go across the street, across the straight stage. And
I'm like, I know what you're talking about because I actually use Fox, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm gonna say it's fair game just because there's invincibility frames in longer invincibility frames in Smash 4 than there was in Brawl, so you actually have a chance to use that to your advantage and actually can essentially KO somebody if they're given the chance. Because for like example, like let me see, let's say someone with super armor like Little Mac, he can essentially willpower a combo from Fox and actually just kill him in one hit if he's at high enough damage. So I'm gonna say that's fair game because they can still be countered.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the ones that try to avoid you on purpose, though.
Yeah, those ones are actually relatively annoying. I haven't faced too much of them, so I really don't know much about them.
Yeah, it's just like to a point. I mean, other than that, I just can't really say much, but it's just to a point where that's why I don't really play that Smash as much anymore. Isn't that the same reason?
It's not, no, for me, it's the DLC characters. All the people who played Melee now are moved to the DLC characters, which are obviously overpowered. Like, I'm fine with Roy because he has a shite recovery, and his counter isn't as strong as Mars or Lucino's or any of the other Fire Emblem characters. But aside from, if you really think about his neutral attacks, like all his neutral attacks are significantly stronger than all of the other Fire Emblem characters. But that's fine because he's probably one of the most balanced characters. Ryu, Corrin, and Bayonetta though, the more recent ones, yeah, no, they're really broken.
Yeah, I heard they recently just got nerfed though.
I haven't heard about that. I know that Corrin he actually had a glitch in him where he could keep your enemy permanently stuck with his side B. So if you're playing team battle, you can essentially just hold in there while your teammate beats the crap out of them, and then let him go for a finishing kill, which is really trash, really. And his counter is still the same though. It can counter anything in the game. It's probably had the highest priority. Even King DD doesn't have the priority that Corrin has, and it's an area of effect attack, unlike a one-sided one, which is just really unfair. And then and that's not even talking about Bayonetta's Witch Time. In a fighting game, a decently fast fighting game, the fact that you can slow down your opponent and constantly beat them to death and back is unfair. And all you have to do is dodge.
Wow.
That's really not fair.
Well, I can't really say much about it because like back in January, my 3DS buttons gotten broke. So I didn't really play Smash for a while until I just recently got a new 3DS back 2 weeks ago, about a week ago. But when I first got back, I hadn't surprisingly, I hadn't played a Bayonetta or a Corrin yet. But back then, before my 3DS
that's all everybody was.
Yeah. But
Bayonetta and Corrin.
Yeah. Before my 3DS broke, I did play a bunch of Clouds, and man,
oh yeah, I forgot all about a Cloud. He's so irrelevant. But he's pretty. When he first came out, and since no one knew how to properly counter him, he was actually decently OP back then.
But
now he's fine because everyone knows how to counter him. And if you really think about it, he has quite a lot of times where he's invulnerable.
Yeah, and plus he's been nerfed, so
yeah, there's that as well. But it's still at the base. If you really take it at face value, it's kind of unfair because there's a lot of characters that they beat just by a technical standpoint. Like my bad. Cloud destroys Little Mac on every single front, even in strength, occasionally. Which is really bad at balancing, in my opinion.
But other than that, I'm fine with the characters. I mean, I haven't played a Bayonetta or a Corrin yet, so I wouldn't know yet. But until then, I'll see. But other than that, another thing about the Smash community is the streaming and the tournaments. Have you seen the Twitch streams about those?
No, I don't go anywhere near the Smash competitive scene. That just disgusts me too much.
I don't blame you.
That's the reason why I don't play online anymore. Because it's just, now that's all that's going on now, and it's just really disgusting.
Yeah, but, I mean, right now it's most common was Melee a lot, the Smash tournaments. And
yeah, even Smash 4 doesn't have the same amount as Melee, still it does.
I mean...
Well, actually, it's not even Melee anymore. Now it's Project M, actually.
No, Project M died out, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it did. No, the thing is, most people are most focused on Melee and Smash 4, but mainly Melee, because you know, Melee turds and shit. I honestly, it kind of pisses me off to the standpoint where I just keep hearing about Melee, like I said before. It's just saying, like, what's Melee's? It's not good. It's not better than Brawl or Smash 4. Yeah.
Good in their own sense. To be fair, if we're gonna be say that something is fair, I would honestly say that Melee is one of the worst out of all of them, if not the worst, really, if you think about it.
And give your reasons.
At the same time, though, it's not fair because it was a GameCube game and Brawl was a Wii game, and Smash 4 was a Wii U one. Yeah. So it gets stronger every single time. But even so, even 64 had was more fair in that regard because there was no wave dashing or anything like that as well. So there's also that, which kind of like it kind of makes you wonder where the developers were going with in that game.
Yeah, but what were you going to say about your reasons for why you say Melee is the worst?
I just said it. I just mentioned it.
That was your reason. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that was your reason, but oh yeah, I forgot what I was just about to say, but yeah, I just don't really know why. It's just like freaking exploits and shit. This is why I honestly say there are times where even people who be playing on the tournament and streamers on Twitch, they've actually been quitting also because of the community as well. And I don't believe...
This is interesting. Do you know why?
Yes, I know why. It's because of the fan base.
Alright, what did you hear though? I wasn't aware of that.
Okay, it was like a while back in January when I heard one of the Smash players who usually be on Twitch and stuff make a huge rant about why Smash players are quitting. And I was very surprised about it because there are some people who've been getting a lot of hate just for the most randomest things. Even though it's just not... I don't exactly hate them as a person, but it's just the way they play. And that's a gripe. That's honestly my main gripe with the Smash community. That's the way they play. Yeah. Like there's this one guy I know named Abuzz who was hated for maining Rosalina back then. Like at the beginning of Smash 4. I'm not sure if he still mains Rosalina or not. But when I saw his gameplay, I was like, whatever. I mean, I didn't really like it, but I didn't hate it though because it was just what he was doing. But other than that, there are people who've been quitting just because of how, like, you know, like when people have been going to tournaments. I forgot who the name of the Smash player was but there was one guy who went to this tournament who had personal problems with his life, and he still went. And he was suffering from depression. But the thing is, he was getting a lot of hate from it, even though he went down there just for his fans and shit. But yeah, his fans made him worse. It was I was just like,
not care about that.
Yeah, no, it's because it's mostly based around basically around, you know, the Smash tournament stuff, and on Twitch. So, because most of it's like basically people who go to tournaments and stuff, and usually aired on Twitch, it's like with their Smash names and stuff, or like their Twitch names or YouTube names or whatever. And that's why I really am starting to realize how much shit the Smash community really is in general. So, yeah. So, do you have any final thoughts, Gabe?
I mean, I think I really almost said everything that I wanted to say. It's just really, well, I guess I'm going to say it's not only Smash, it's been the same kind of problems have been bleeding into like all of the other games as well. Yeah,
but it's just the problem is I haven't really realized it in other games. I just really realized it a lot with Smash, considering how much there are so many melee turds, how competitive people are that are competitive. Even though we're competitive, we're not competitive to a point where we still try to have fun, but people just care about winning, just trying to be, you know, tryhards and shit. That's what it is. So,
yeah.
And those are my final thoughts, actually. Even though I didn't really say much, it's just, well, I can't really explain much of that much. But anyways, that's really what we have to say about it. I mean, that's why we kind of hate, that's why we hate the Smash community. What am I talking about? That's what I kind of hate.
Yeah, I despise it, because it's just not about fun anymore.
Yeah, it's really not. Like, because I know people in real life who play it, but when you play against them, you can't really have fun with them. That's why. And you know, and if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about, Michael.
Yeah, even my friend stopped playing it because in real life because everybody he played against is just ugh.
Yeah. Was it Malachi?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Him too. He was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, like we're all good. We're all honestly above average. I don't want to brag, but come on, like we're honestly better than the average chump who plays Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, he can't really talk. If you want to like see Mr. Cheeks' Smash videos, you can go check him out. I mean,
Oh, actually, I got rid of all of them.
I'm talking about on your old channel.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you didn't access to your old channel.
No, yeah, like I got rid of all of them. There's like I just despise the community to the point I don't want to be anywhere like I don't want to be associated with it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I just deleted everything to do with Smash Brothers.
Alright. Well, I guess that's all of this. That's all for this video. Let me know what you guys think, honestly. Are you a part of the Smash community, or do you hate the Smash community for these things? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and go to Mr. Cheeks' channel where he does Metal Gear Solid 5 videos. And until next time, 224Vic is out.